Please, Nancy, please. Mom begs through my phone. You cannot cancel the transfer. The closing is in 3 days. I will lose the house. I will lose everything. I am sitting in my car outside the restaurant where she called me useless 30 minutes ago. You said I was the biggest disappointment of your life. You said I would never amount to anything. You said those exact words in front of your friends. I did not mean it. It was just talk. You know how I am. I do know how you are. That is why I am canceling the $82,000 I was sending you tomorrow. I opened my banking app. Actually, I am canceling it right now. Nancy, no. Please, I am sorry. I will never say anything like that again. You have been saying things like that my entire life. I am just finally done listening. I hit cancel. The pending transfer disappears. It is done. Good luck with your house, Mom. But let me back up. Let me tell you about a lifetime of being the disappointing daughter, and the moment I finally stopped trying to earn her approval. I grew up being compared to a ghost. My older sister, Ava, died when I was 2 years old. Leukemia. I have no memory of her, but she has haunted my entire life. Not because she wanted to. She was just a kid who got sick, but because my mother, Catherine, turned her into a saint. Perfect Ava, smart Ava, beautiful Ava, the daughter who would have been everything, who would have made her proud, who would have achieved great things, if only she had lived. And then there was me, Nancy, the replacement child, the one who could never measure up to the memory of a dead 7-year-old. My father left when I was 5. I barely remember him either. Mom said he could not handle the grief of losing Ava, that he looked at me and only saw what he had lost. So he disappeared, sent occasional child support checks, and started a new family in Arizona that did not include dead children or disappointing replacements. It was just Mom and me after that, and every single day, I felt her disappointment. I was not athletic like Ava supposedly was. I was bookish, quiet, preferred computers to sports. I got good grades, but Mom would say Ava's grades were better. I joined the chess club. Ava would have been on the volleyball team. I won a science fair. Ava won 3. Every achievement came with a comparison. Every success was measured against a memory that grew more perfect with time. Ava would have gotten into Harvard, Mom said when I got accepted to University of Washington with a scholarship. But I suppose state school is fine for some people. Ava never got sick, she would say when I caught a cold. She had such a strong immune system. Until the leukemia, of course. Ava was so beautiful. Everyone loved her. You should work on your appearance more, Nancy. First impressions matter. I learned early that I would never be enough. That no matter what I accomplished, I was competing against an idealized memory that grew more impossible to reach with every passing year. But I kept trying. That was the pathetic part. I kept trying to make her proud. I studied hard, got straight A's, graduated high school as valedictorian, got that scholarship to UW, majored in computer science, built projects, won hackathons, got internships at good companies. And every single time I called home with good news, Mom found a way to minimize it. That is nice, dear. Ava wanted to be a doctor, you know, something that really helps people. A software engineer? Well, I suppose someone has to do those jobs. Ava would have gone into something more prestigious. You are making decent money? That is good. You know, if Ava had lived, she would probably be running her own company by now. It never ended. Every conversation, every visit home, every holiday, Ava's ghost was there, shaking her head in disappointment at how I had turned out. I dated a guy in college named Marcus. Sweet, smart, studying to be a teacher. I brought him home for Thanksgiving junior year. Mom took one look at him and said, "He is nice, Nancy." A bit ordinary, but nice. Ava's boyfriend was so handsome, like a model. But I suppose not everyone can have that. Marcus and I broke up 2 months later. Not directly because of that comment, but it was part of the erosion. I was tired of bringing my life to someone who would only criticize it. After college, I got a job at a startup in Seattle. Good salary, stock options, exciting work. I was doing well, not rich, but comfortable and happy. I called Mom to tell her about the job. That is great, honey. When do you think you will be able to help out your mother financially? You know it has been hard since your father left. And with Ava's medical bills, we never really recovered from that. That was the first time she asked me for money. I was 22 years old, just starting my career, living in a tiny apartment with 3 roommates. I do not really have extra money right now, Mom. Student loans. Cost of living here is high. I see. I suppose I will just have to manage on my own, like I always have. It is fine, Nancy. I am used to being disappointed. The guilt worked. I sent her $500. It hurt my budget, but I sent it. She called it a nice gesture and asked why I could not send more. That became the pattern. Every few months, she would ask for money. 1,000 here, 2,000 there. Always with the guilt. Always with the comparisons. Always with the implication that if Ava were alive, she would be taking care of her properly. I sent what I could. I told myself it was what good daughters did, that I was helping my mother, that maybe, just maybe, if I helped enough, she would finally see me as worthy. I was wrong. The breaking point came on a Saturday night 8 years after I graduated from college. I was 30 now, still in Seattle. The startup I had joined had been acquired by Google. My stock options had vested. I had done well, very well. I was a senior software engineer making $250,000 a year with nearly $1 million in assets between savings, investments, and my paid-off condo. I had built a good life, successful career, great apartment, good friends. I was dating someone seriously. A guy named Ryan who worked in product management and actually thought I was impressive instead of disappointing. I had learned to keep my success quiet around Mom. Any mention of my accomplishments was met with diminishment or comparison, so I just stopped sharing. I sent her money regularly. She was still in our hometown of Spokane, still working as an office manager, still complaining about finances, but I kept the details of my life to myself. Then Mom called with news. She was buying a house. A real house, Nancy. 3 bedrooms, nice neighborhood, perfect for when I have grandchildren someday. Though I suppose that would require you to actually settle down and start a family. Ava would have had children by now. That is great, Mom. Congratulations. The thing is, I am a bit short on the down payment. The seller wants to close quickly, and I am about $20,000 short. I was hoping you could help. $20,000. It was a lot, but I had it. And maybe I thought if I helped her buy a house, she would finally acknowledge that I had done well, that I was successful, that I was taking care of her the way she always said I should. I can help with that, I said. Really? Oh, Nancy, that is wonderful. You know, this might actually make up for some of your other shortcomings. Maybe you are not as useless as I sometimes think. The comment stung, but I ignored it. I had gotten good at ignoring things. I will transfer the money this week. Actually, honey, could you make it $25,000? There are closing costs I did not account for, and maybe another $5,000 for furniture. $30,000 total would really help me start fresh. $30,000, more than I had planned, but still manageable. Sure, Mom. $30,000. You are a good daughter when you want to be. I sent her $30,000. She sent me a text. Got it. Thanks. No thank you call. No acknowledgement of the sacrifice. Just a 2-word text. The house closing got delayed. Issues with the inspection, problems with the seller, complications with the mortgage. Weeks turned into months. Mom kept updating me on the problems, always framed as catastrophes that stressed her out, never asking how I was doing. Then, 6 months after the first payment, she called again. Nancy, I need more money. The repairs on this house are extensive. The inspection found problems and the seller would not budge on price. I need another $50,000 to cover the repairs and make sure I do not lose my earnest money deposit. $50,000. My stomach dropped. Mom, that is a lot of money. Maybe you should walk away from this house and find something else. Walk away? After everything I have invested? After you already gave me $30,000? That would mean your money was wasted, Nancy. Do you want to waste $30,000? That is not what I meant. I cannot believe I am asking my own daughter for help and she is making excuses. If Ava were alive, she would not hesitate. She would take care of her mother properly. There it was. The comparison that always worked. I will see what I can do. I need it by next week. The seller is getting impatient. I did not have $50,000 liquid without selling investments, but I could pull from my stock portfolio, take a tax hit, make it work. I told Ryan about it that night. We had been dating for a year, living together for 6 months. He knew about my mom, about Ava's ghost, about the constant comparisons. Nancy, this feels wrong, he said gently. $50,000 on top of 30? That is $80,000 total. For a house that has nothing but problems? She is my mother. What am I supposed to do? You are supposed to set boundaries. You are supposed to say no when someone is taking advantage of you. She is not taking advantage. She just needs help. I told him he did not understand family obligation. He told me I did not understand manipulation. But in the end, I sent the money, $52,000. I rounded up to cover the wire transfer fees. Mom texted, "About time." The house closed 3 weeks later. Mom sent me a picture of her new living room, already furnished with expensive-looking pieces. "Thanks for the help," she wrote. "I could not have done it without you." Well, I could have, but it would have been harder. Not "thank you." Not "I am so grateful." Just acknowledgement that I had served my purpose. I started to feel sick about the whole thing. $82,000. That was a year and a half of my after-tax income. That was a down payment on an investment property. That was so much money, and all I got was "thanks for the help." But I told myself it was fine. She was my mother. This was what children did for their parents. Then, 2 months after she moved in, she invited me home for her birthday. A dinner party with her friends, some extended family, a celebration of her new house. I flew to Spokane, brought an expensive bottle of wine, prepared myself for an evening of small talk and comparisons to Ava. I was not prepared for what actually happened. We were sitting at the dinner table. Mom, her 3 closest friends, my Aunt Carol, and me. "Catherine, you have done so well for yourself," one of her friends said. "This house is beautiful. You must be so proud." "I am," Mom said. "It took some time, but I finally got what I deserve." "I did," Mom said, not looking at me. "I saved for years, made sacrifices. It was not easy, but I managed." I felt my face get hot. She was taking credit for the house, complete credit, like I had not given her $82,000. "Well, you should be proud," Aunt Carol said. "Not many single women your age could manage this." "Thank you. I wish my daughter could be more like that. Independent and successful." Everyone looked at me. I felt my stomach drop. "Nancy is doing well, is she not?" Aunt Carol said, trying to be supportive. "Did she not get that good job in Seattle?" "She has a job," Mom said dismissively. "Computer something. I do not really understand it. Not exactly saving the world, you know." Ava wanted to be a doctor. That would have been a real career. I sat there, my face burning, $82,000 sitting in her bank account buying this house, and she was calling my career meaningless. "Nancy has actually done very well for herself," Ryan said. He had come with me, sitting next to me, his hand finding mine under the table. "She is a senior engineer at Google." "Google?" One of Mom's friends perked up. "That is impressive." Mom waved her hand dismissively. "It is a job. I suppose I should be grateful she is employed at all. Though honestly, she has been pretty useless at helping her mother. I have had to do everything myself." Useless. The word hit me like a physical blow. $82,000. I had given her $82,000. I had depleted my savings, sold investments, taken a tax hit, put myself in a worse financial position. All to help her buy this house she was sitting in, eating catered food, telling her friends I was useless. Ryan squeezed my hand hard. I looked at him and saw fury in his eyes. "Excuse me," I said, standing up. "I need to make a phone call." I walked outside into the cool evening air, pulled out my phone, and did something I should have done a long time ago. I opened my banking app. There, still sitting in pending transactions, was a scheduled transfer for $2,000. My monthly help mom with expenses payment that was set to go through Monday. I canceled it. Then I opened my messages with Mom. I scrolled back through 8 years of history, all the requests for money, all the amounts I had sent. I added it up. In 8 years, I had sent my mother $137,000, and she had just called me useless. I sat in Mom's driveway for 20 minutes, just breathing, trying to process what had happened. Ryan came out eventually, sat next to me in the passenger seat. "Are you okay?" he asked quietly. "She called me useless." "I know. I heard. I gave her $82,000 for this house. I have given her over $130,000 total. And she told her friends I have been useless at helping her. I know. She took credit for everything. She acted like she bought this house herself, like I did not exist except as a disappointment. Ryan was quiet for a moment. Then, what are you going to do? I thought about it, really thought about it. I thought about 8 years of sending money, 8 years of guilt and manipulation, 8 years of trying to prove I was as good as a dead 7-year-old. I am going to stop, I said. I am going to stop trying to earn her approval. I am going to stop sending her money. I am going to stop being the disappointing daughter who keeps coming back for more abuse. Good, Ryan said firmly. You should have stopped a long time ago. We flew back to Seattle the next morning without saying goodbye. Mom called once, asking where we went. I did not answer. Monday came. The $2,000 transfer I had canceled did not go through. Mom called again. I did not answer. She left a voicemail. Nancy, the money did not come through. Did something happen with your bank? Can you check on it? I deleted it without responding. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. More calls, more voicemails, each one getting more irritated. Nancy, I need that money. My mortgage payment is coming up. Nancy, answer your phone. This is ridiculous. Nancy, I do not know what your problem is, but you are really letting me down here. I did not respond to any of them. Friday afternoon, she called Ryan's phone. Ryan answered. Put it on speaker. Is Nancy there? She has not been answering me. She is here, Ryan said. Can I talk to her? Ryan looked at me. I shook my head. She does not want to talk to you right now, Ryan said. Why not? What did I do? Ryan's eyebrows went up. You really do not know? Know what? I do not have time for games. I need to talk to my daughter. She is not available. Maybe try apologizing for calling her useless after she gave you $82,000 for your house. Silence on the other end. Then, oh, that. Yeah, that. I did not mean it like that. I was just talking. You know how people are at dinner parties. You have to say things. You had to tell everyone your daughter was useless? It was not personal. Can you just put Nancy on the phone? No, Ryan said, and hung up. That should have been the end of it. Mom should have taken the hint, realized she had crossed a line, backed off. She did not. The calls escalated. Voicemails went from irritated to angry to desperate. Then the emails started. I cannot believe you are being so immature. Over one little comment, you are really going to abandon your mother because of a joke? Ava would be ashamed of you. That last one almost broke me. Almost. But then I remembered. Ava was not ashamed of me. Ava was dead. She did not have opinions about anything. Mom was just using her ghost to manipulate me, the way she always had. Week 2. She sent a letter. Physical mail. Overnight delivery. Nancy, I do not understand why you are doing this. I raised you. I sacrificed everything for you after your father left. I worked 2 jobs to keep a roof over your head. I gave up my own life to make sure you had opportunities. And this is how you repay me. By cutting me off over one thoughtless comment at a dinner party? I need your help. The mortgage on this house is more than I anticipated. Without your monthly support, I cannot make the payments. Do you want me to lose my home? Do you want your mother to be homeless? Please call me. Please. We can work this out. Mom. I read it once, then put it in a drawer. Week 3, Aunt Carol called me. Nancy, your mother is really struggling. She said you stopped helping her financially. What is going on? She called me useless after I gave her $82,000 for her house. Silence. Then, she said that in front of her friends. She also took full credit for buying the house herself, like I had nothing to do with it. Oh, Nancy, that is not okay. No, it is not. But she is really struggling. She might lose the house. Can you not just forgive her and help? I have been forgiving her my entire life, Aunt Carol. I have been helping her my entire adult life. I am done. But she is your mother, and I am her daughter. The one she constantly compares to my dead sister. The one she calls disappointing and useless despite everything I have done. At some point, I have to choose myself. When did you become so cold? When I finally realized that being warm just meant getting burned, I hung up and blocked Aunt Carol's number 2, week 4. A month since the birthday dinner. A month since I canceled that transfer. A month since I stopped being the disappointing daughter. Ryan and I got engaged. Small celebration. Just us and our closest friends. I did not tell my family. Did not post it on social media. Just quietly started planning a life with someone who actually saw me and loved who I was. Then, on the 1-month anniversary of that terrible birthday dinner, Mom showed up at my work. Not at my building. Security would not let her up. But in the parking garage, waiting by my car, I saw her and felt my chest tighten. "We need to talk," she said. This was it. The confrontation I had been avoiding for a month. But first, let me tell you what happened in that month, because that month changed everything. The first week without contact was strange. I kept expecting to feel guilty, to cave, to send her money and apologize and go back to being the disappointing daughter who kept trying. But I did not feel guilty. I felt lighter, like I had put down a weight I did not even know I was carrying. Ryan and I talked about it a lot during that month. About my childhood, about Ava's ghost, about how Mom had weaponized guilt my entire life. "You know it is not normal, right?" Ryan said one night. "Parents are not supposed to make their children feel worthless. They are not supposed to constantly compare them to dead siblings. They are not supposed to take money and give nothing back, not even appreciation." I know. I think I always knew. I just kept hoping she would change. People like that do not change, Nancy. They just get better at making you feel like you are the problem. I started seeing a therapist, Dr. Morrison, a kind woman in her 50s who specialized in family trauma. "You have been trying to earn love from someone incapable of giving it," she said after I told her my story. "Your mother turned your sister into a weapon. She made you compete with a ghost. That is cruel in ways most people cannot imagine. I just wanted her to be proud of me, and she used that against you. That is manipulation, Nancy. That is emotional abuse." Hearing it called abuse was jarring, but also clarifying. I had been abused. For 30 years, I had been emotionally abused by my own mother. Understanding that changed everything. The calls and emails continued. I blocked every number, every new account. Mom tried calling my friends, my colleagues, anyone she could find connected to me on social media. She told them I was abandoning her, that I was cruel and heartless, that she was struggling and her daughter would not help. Most people did not respond. The ones who did got the full story from me, including the $82,000 and the useless comment. They stopped responding to her after that. She tried to contact Ryan at his work. His HR department shut that down fast. She contacted Google, trying to get messages to me through my work email. My manager had to get legal involved to make it stop, but I stayed strong. For the first time in my life, I chose myself over her guilt, and it felt good. Month 2. I thought the silence meant acceptance. I was wrong. I got an email from a lawyer, Miss Harrison. "I am writing on behalf of Catherine Harrison, your mother. She has retained me to pursue legal action for financial support. She contends that you made verbal agreements to support her in retirement and that stopping payment constitutes breach of contract. She is seeking $120,000 in damages, the amount she claims to have lost due to the foreclosure and relocation costs. Please contact me at your earliest convenience to discuss settlement options." I forwarded the email to my lawyer with one line: "Please make this go away." My lawyer called me an hour later. "This is nonsense. Verbal agreements for financial support are not enforceable, especially between parents and adult children. She has no case. So I do not need to worry? You need to let me respond and shut this down. But no, you do not need to worry. This is a desperate Hail Mary from someone who has no leverage." My lawyer sent a response. Firm, clear. Explained that I had no legal obligation to support my mother, that any money I had given her in the past was a gift, and that any further harassment would result in a restraining order. The lawyer threat stopped. For a while. Then Mom tried a different approach. She started posting on Facebook, public posts about being abandoned by her daughter, about how she gave up everything to raise me, about how she was now struggling because her child had turned her back on her. She did not name me, but she made it clear enough that people who knew us could figure it out. No, the posts got attention, sympathy comments, people saying I sounded terrible, that children owe their parents, that family is forever. I did not respond, did not engage. Let her post whatever she wanted. Then one of my mom's friends, someone who had been at that birthday dinner, commented on one of the posts. "Catherine, I was at your birthday. I heard you call Nancy useless after everything she has done for you. Maybe look inward before blaming your daughter." The comments section exploded, people asking for context, Mom deleting comments, the friend doubling down with more details. Mom deleted all the posts, but the damage was done. Her friends knew now. Her social circle knew. She could not play the victim anymore. Month 3. I got a call from Aunt Carol again. From a new number I had not blocked yet. Your mother had a health scare. She collapsed at work. They took her to the hospital. My stomach clenched. Is she okay? She is stable. It was a panic attack, not a heart attack like they initially thought. But Nancy, she is not doing well. The stress of everything is destroying her. I am sorry to hear that. Will you come see her? No, Nancy. Aunt Carol, I am sorry she is struggling. I am sorry she had a panic attack, but I cannot fix her. I cannot make her life better by sacrificing my own peace. I have done that for 30 years. I cannot do it anymore. She is your mother. She raised you. She abused me, emotionally, psychologically. She used my dead sister as a weapon against me for 30 years. She took over $100,000 from me and called me useless. At some point, I get to choose myself. This is that point. When did you become so cold? When I finally realized that being warm just meant getting burned, I hung up and blocked this number too. Month 4. 4 months since the birthday dinner. 4 months since I canceled that transfer. 4 months since I stopped being the disappointing daughter. The house went into foreclosure officially. Mom had to start packing. She sent one more letter, handwritten, desperate. Nancy, I am losing the house. Everything I worked for, everything I built, is disappearing. I do not know where I am going to go or what I am going to do. I know I have not been perfect. I know I have been hard on you. But I lost Ava, and I never recovered from that. Losing her broke something in me, and I know I took that out on you. I know I made you feel like you could never measure up. I am sorry. I am truly sorry. Not because I need your money, though I do, but because you deserved better from me. You deserved a mother who saw you for who you are, not who I wanted you to be. But I am begging you now, please help me. Please do not let me lose everything. I am your mother, and I love you, even if I have a terrible way of showing it. Please. Mom, I read the letter 3 times. It sounded sincere. It sounded like maybe finally she understood. But it came 4 months too late. After she had tried manipulation, guilt, harassment, and involving third parties. After she had listed me as financially responsible without permission. After she had called my workplace and Ryan's workplace. After 30 years of comparisons to a dead child. An apology could not undo that. Money could not fix that. And I was not going to enable her anymore. I did not respond. The house sold at a loss 2 weeks later. Mom moved into a small apartment. She had to downsize drastically, sell furniture, start over. She called one last time from a new number. I hope you are happy, she said when I answered without thinking. I hope seeing your mother lose everything makes you feel powerful. I am not happy, but I am at peace. For the first time in my life, I am at peace. You are selfish. Ava would be ashamed. I hung up. Ava would not be ashamed. Ava was dead. She had no opinions. And I was done letting Mom use her memory to hurt me. Month 6. I thought the silence meant she had finally given up. I was wrong. She showed up at my apartment building. The doorman called up. There is a Catherine Harrison here to see you. She says she is your mother. Tell her I am not home. If she comes back, call the police. The doorman, bless him, did exactly that. 3 days later, Mom and Aunt Carol showed up together at the Google campus. Security stopped them at the gate. They called my desk. Miss Harrison, there are 2 women here claiming to be family. They are asking to see you. Tell them I am in meetings all day. If they do not leave, call the police. Security escorted them off the property. That night, Mom called Ryan's number from yet another new phone. Please, she said when he answered. I just need 5 minutes with Nancy. 5 minutes to explain. She does not want to talk to you. Ryan said, I am her mother. She cannot just cut me out forever. Yes, she can, and she has. Stop calling this number. I am losing everything. Does she not care? You lost her a long time ago when you called her useless and made her compete with a ghost for 30 years. The house is just catching up. He hung up, but Mom was not done. Week after week, new attempts, new numbers, new emails, new people she enlisted to contact me. Each time I said no. Month 8. 8 months since the birthday dinner. I had been promoted to principal engineer. My salary was now $350,000 a year. Ryan and I set a wedding date. My life was better than it had ever been, and Mom was still trying. Then, on a Friday evening, I was walking to my car in the parking garage after work, and there she was, waiting by my car, looking older, thinner, tired. "We need to talk," she said. I stopped 10 feet from my car. "You need to leave. I have been trying to reach you for 8 months. You block my numbers. You ignore my emails. You refuse to talk to me. What else am I supposed to do? You are supposed to respect my boundaries. You are my daughter. I do not have to respect your boundaries." And there it was, the core belief that had driven everything. That being my mother entitled her to unlimited access, unlimited financial support, unlimited ability to hurt me. "Yes, you do," I said firmly. "Being my mother does not give you the right to abuse me. It does not give you the right to my money. It does not give you the right to anything." "Abuse?" She laughed bitterly. "I did not abuse you. I raised you. I kept a roof over your head. I fed you and clothed you and made sure you had opportunities. You compared me to my dead sister every single day. You made me feel like I would never be good enough. You took over $100,000 from me and then called me useless in front of your friends. I said I was sorry about that." "No, you did not. You made excuses. And even if you had apologized sincerely, one apology does not undo 30 years of damage." Mom's face hardened. "So that is it? You are cutting me off forever? Over some hurt feelings? Over a lifetime of emotional abuse?" "Yes, I did the best I could. Do you have any idea how hard it was raising a child alone after losing Ava? After your father left? I was devastated, Nancy. I was broken, and I did the best I could with what I had. Your best was not good enough, and that is not my problem to fix. You are the parent. You were responsible for dealing with your trauma, not taking it out on me. You are so ungrateful. Do you know how many sacrifices I made for you? I gave you $137,000 over 8 years. Do you know how many sacrifices I made for you?" She blinked. "What? $137,000. I added it up. Every transfer, every check, every payment. That is what I gave you while you were telling me I was disappointing and useless and not as good as Ava. That is not. I never asked for that much." "Yes, you did. Over and over. And I gave it because I was trying to earn your love, trying to prove I was worth something. But I have finally realized I cannot buy your approval. It does not exist. You will never think I am good enough because the child you actually wanted is dead." Mom's face went white. "How dare you? How dare I what? Tell the truth? Ava has been dead for 28 years. I have been trying to compete with a ghost for 28 years, and I am done. She is dead, Mom. She is not coming back, and I am not her. I am never going to be her. And if you cannot love me for who I am, then I do not want your love." Tears were streaming down her face now. "I did love you. I do love you. I lost my child, Nancy. My baby died. Do you understand what that does to a person? I do understand. And I am sorry you went through that. I am sorry Ava died. It was terrible and unfair, and no parent should lose a child. But I am not responsible for fixing your grief. I am not responsible for being Ava's replacement. I am not responsible for making you happy. So you are just going to abandon me? Let me struggle alone? You are not alone. You have friends. You have Aunt Carol. You have other family. You just do not have my money anymore. And if the only thing I am good for is money, then maybe you never actually love me." She reached for me. I stepped back. "Nancy, please. I am sorry. I am truly sorry. I will do better. I will stop comparing you to Ava. I will appreciate everything you do. Just please do not cut me out of your life. You are all I have left." And there it was. The manipulation, the guilt, the claim that she had nothing without me. "No," I said quietly. "I am not all you have left. You have whatever you choose to build for yourself, but you do not have me. Not anymore. You are being cruel. I am being healthy. There is a difference." I walked past her to my car. She grabbed my arm. "If you walk away now, that is it," she said desperately. "You will never hear from me again. Is that really what you want?" I looked at her hand on my arm, then at her face. This woman who gave birth to me, who raised me, who also hurt me in ways that still ache. "Yes," I said, "that is what I want." I got in my car and drove away. In my rearview mirror, I saw her standing in the parking garage, getting smaller and smaller until she disappeared. The next day, I got a text from Aunt Carol. "Your mother told me what happened. She is devastated. I do not know if you did the right thing, but I understand why you did it. Take care of yourself, Nancy." It was the most support I had gotten from my family in my entire life. Over the next few weeks, The fallout continued. Some family members reached out to tell me I was heartless. I blocked them. Others reached out to say they understood, that mom had always been hard on me, that they were sorry they did not speak up sooner. I thanked them and kept my distance. I was not interested in rebuilding family relationships that were built on watching me get hurt. Ryan and I set a wedding date, small ceremony, just friends, no family invited. It felt right. My therapist helped me process everything. You did something incredibly difficult, Dr. Morrison said. You chose yourself. That is not selfish. That is survival. It does not feel like survival. It feels like I killed something. You did. You killed the version of yourself that was trying to earn love from someone who could not give it. That death is necessary for growth. Work got better. Without the constant stress of mom's demands and comparisons, I was more focused, more creative. I got promoted to principal engineer. My salary went up to $350,000 a year. The money I had been sending mom went into investments instead, into my future with Ryan, into building something stable and secure. 6 months after the parking garage confrontation, I heard through the family grapevine that mom was seeing a therapist. She is dealing with her grief over Ava, a cousin told me. Finally, after all these years, the therapist apparently told her she needed to process losing her before she could have healthy relationships with anyone else. Good for her, I said, and meant it. I hoped she healed. I hoped she got better. I just was not going to be part of that healing process. A year after the confrontation, I got a letter. Not email, not text, a physical letter in the mail. Nancy, I am writing this letter not to ask for anything, but to tell you something important. You were right about everything. I spent 30 years using you to punish fate for taking Ava. I made you compete with a ghost because I could not accept that my first daughter was gone. I took your money and your love and your loyalty, and I gave you nothing but criticism in return. That was wrong. Not just wrong. It was abusive. My therapist helped me see that. Helped me see that I traumatized you the way I was traumatized. I am working on it now. Working on processing Ava's death in healthy ways. Working on understanding why I treated you the way I did. Working on being better. Not for you. I know I have lost you, and I accept that. But for myself, because I do not want to be the person who destroys her child to avoid dealing with her own pain. I am proud of you, Nancy. I do not know if that means anything anymore, but I am. You built an incredible life despite having a mother who made you feel worthless. That takes strength I never had. I am sorry for all of it, and I understand why you cannot forgive me. I hope you are happy. You deserve to be happy. Mom, I read the letter twice. Then I put it in a drawer. It was a good apology, a real apology, the one I had needed for 30 years, but it did not change anything. She was right. She had lost me, and no amount of therapy or insight or apologies could bring me back. Too much damage had been done. It has been 2 years since that parking garage confrontation. Ryan and I have been married for a year. We bought a house in the Seattle suburbs. We are talking about having kids soon. I still see my therapist monthly. Working through 30 years of trauma does not happen quickly, but I am better, healthier, happier than I have ever been. My career is thriving. I am a principal engineer at Google making $400,000 a year. I am being recruited by startups offering even more. I have financial security beyond what I ever imagined. And most importantly, I am not sending any of it to someone who makes me feel worthless. I do not talk to mom. She has respected my boundaries. No calls, no emails, no showing up at my work. Just that one letter a year ago, and then silence. I heard she moved to Arizona, closer to my father, ironically. I do not know if they reconnected. I do not ask. Aunt Carol sends me occasional updates without being asked. Mom is doing better, still in therapy, working on herself. She apparently talks about me sometimes, not with bitterness, but with regret. She knows she destroyed that relationship, Aunt Carol told me. She is not trying to fix it. She is just trying to live with what she did. Good. She should live with it. People ask me sometimes if I will ever reconcile with her, if enough time will soften my stance, if I think I will regret cutting her off. The answer is no, not because I hate her. I do not hate her. I do not feel much of anything toward her anymore, but because I finally understand something fundamental. You do not owe anyone a relationship just because they are family. You do not have to keep people in your life who make you feel small. You do not have to sacrifice your peace for someone else's comfort. For 30 years, I tried to be enough for my mother. I tried to be as good as my dead sister. I tried to earn love from someone who was not capable of giving it. And for 8 years after that, I sent her money, over $100,000, trying to buy approval that never came. She called me useless after I gave her $82,000 for a house. That was the moment I finally understood. Nothing I did would ever be enough, because the problem was not me, it was her. I canceled that transfer. I stopped trying. I walked away, and I have never been happier. Last month, I got a text from an unknown number. Just 3 words. She would be proud. I almost deleted it. Then I realized it was not about Ava. It was not about mom. It was from my cousin, the one who reached out to support me. She was talking about me, about the life I built, about choosing myself. And she was right. The girl I used to be, the one who lived under Ava's shadow, who tried so hard to be enough, she would be proud of the woman I became. I built a life where nobody compares me to ghosts, where my worth is not measured in how much money I can send, where I am loved for who I am, not who someone wishes I was. That is the revenge, not hurting her, not making her suffer, but building a life so good, so stable, so happy that she finally has to face what she lost when she chose to see me as useless. She lost me, the daughter who would have done anything for her approval. And I gained myself. My family says I should have helped my mother no matter what. My therapist says I made the right choice. What do you think? Was I wrong to cut her off permanently after she called me useless? Or did she get exactly what she earned? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments below. If you believe people should face the consequences of their actions, hit subscribe. I have got more stories of justice that will blow your mind.